Welcome to the Canine Code channel. If you think your dog sees you as the boss, you might be missing the most meaningful part of your relationship. Because when your dog ignores a command or leans their whole weight against you or watches you from across the room like you're the center of their universe, it's not about dominance at all. It's something deeper, something most people never even notice. And today, you're going to learn the belief system dogs actually operate on and the subtle signals they use to communicate it. If you love understanding dogs on a deeper level, hit like and subscribe so you're part of the group that really gets it. So, let's unpack what's really going on inside your dog's mind. Chapter 1: Why being the boss was never the point. But here's what most people don't realize. Everything we're about to dive into only makes sense once you let go of the old dominance myth. And since we just teased what's really going on in your dog's mind, this is the perfect place to start clearing that up so the rest actually clicks. For years, people were told they had to be the alpha, the unquestioned boss. But modern behavioral science paints a totally different picture. Dogs don't assign roles the way humans imagine. They're not sitting there thinking, who's in charge today? They're scanning for patterns, predictability, and emotional safety. That's their real hierarchy. Think about it. Has your dog ever ignored you and you immediately assumed they were challenging you? Most of the time, it's not rebellion at all. It's confusion, stress, or simply a miscommunication between species. And here's where it gets interesting. Because once you stop seeing your dog as trying to overthrow you, you can start to understand how they actually categorize you. Before we go there, think of a time your dog didn't listen. Was it really defiance? Chapter 2: What dogs actually believe you are. Have you ever noticed when your dog ignores the world for a second just to look at your face? Building on that moment we just reflected on the times they didn't listen. This is where things shift because once you realize it wasn't defiance, you can finally see what your dog truly believes you are. And trust me, it's way more meaningful than any boss role. Dogs see you as their safe base. Kind of like emotional gravity. In psychology, there's something called attachment theory. But here's the simple version. You're the place they check to understand the world. Your reactions help them decide what's dangerous, exciting, or totally fine. And it's not dominance they're drawn to. It's emotional leadership. Calm, predictable energy. The kind that feels like, okay, I can navigate this because you're steady. Picture this. Your dog pauses before barking at something new. Just long enough to read your face. That tiny moment says everything. And all of this sets the stage for something even better. The subtle, quiet signals your dog uses every day to show you exactly how they see you. Chapter 3: The quiet signals that reveal your dog's true view of you. If you've experienced those little moments where your dog checks in with you for no obvious reason, you're not alone. And this is exactly where the picture gets clearer. Remember how we talked about your dog seeing you as their safe base? Well, these quiet signals are the real proof of it. And they happen far more often than most people realize. One of the biggest is soft eye contact. Not staring, not demanding, just that gentle glance that feels almost like a whisper. Studies have shown this type of look actually boosts oxytocin, the same bonding hormone shared between parents and children. To your dog, that softness means trust. Then there's the check back during walks. Even independent breeds, beagles, huskies, dogs with their own agendas, will glance over their shoulder just to make sure you're still part of the picture. It's orientation, not clinginess. Following you from room to room works the same way. They're not being needy. They're staying tethered to their anchor. And that gentle lean against your leg, that's emotional grounding in dog language. Which ones does your dog do? Count them. Because each one is a quiet, I trust you. Ready to understand why they sometimes ignore you even with all this trust? Chapter 4: If your dog doesn't see you as the boss, why do they ignore you? Scientists have discovered something fascinating, and it connects directly to those quiet trust signals we just talked about. Because even when your dog clearly sees you as their safe base, there are moments where they still don't listen. And here's the surprising part. It has nothing to do with respect and everything to do with how dogs process information. Building on those trust behaviors, this is where the picture gets more complete. Dogs respond to clarity, not authority. When cues aren't consistent, maybe your tone changes or your timing is off, they can't decode what you mean. It's like giving someone directions in a language they almost understand. Plus, stress or excitement can completely override obedience. Elevated cortisol, the stress hormone, literally shuts down the brain's ability to focus. So, if your dog can sit perfectly in the kitchen, but not at the park, it's not disobedience, it's biology. And don't forget breed tendencies. Independent thinkers like Shays or Great Pyrenees aren't being defiant. They're bred to make solo decisions. Quick self-check. Are your cues consistent, or do you switch them without realizing it? So now the big question becomes, how do you become someone your dog naturally follows? Chapter 5. How to become your dog's trusted guide, not the boss. Picture this scenario. You're walking down the street. A loud noise pops. Your dog startles. And instead of spiraling, they instantly look to you. That moment ties directly to everything we've just unpacked. Because now that you know it's not about dominance or defiance, you can focus on becoming the calm, reliable guide your dog naturally orients toward. And here's the thing, dogs thrive on consistency. When your routines are predictable, meal times, walks, even the way you give cues, they relax. Their nervous system settles. Plus, rewarding engagement instead of just commands turns training into a conversation, not a checklist. Your emotional tone matters just as much. Dogs mirror stress, but they also mirror calm. If you model steady energy, especially during tough moments, your dog learns to borrow that stability. Training games like pattern work, name recognition, and structured play reinforce that we're in this together mindset. Try this today. Say your dog's name in a warm tone. Wait for eye contact, then reward. It's simple, but it builds trust fast. And once that trust deepens, you'll start seeing some incredible changes. Signals that your dog truly sees you as their guide. Chapter 6. When your dog truly trusts you, the behaviors you'll start seeing. But here's what most people don't realize, and it connects perfectly to that trust-building exercise we just talked about. When your dog genuinely starts seeing you as their guide, their entire behavior shifts in subtle but powerful ways. And this is where things get really interesting, because these signs often show up before people even notice them. As your bond deepens, your dog will begin checking in with you, even in busy, distracting environments. Not because they're unsure, but because you've become their reference point. Their body language softens, too. Looser tail, relaxed shoulders, slower movements. It's the canine version of taking a deep breath. You'll also see something called emotional mirroring, but in a healthy way. Your calm becomes their calm. Your reassurance helps them recover faster from stress. Almost like you're hitting a reset button for their nervous system. And training, it stops feeling like a negotiation and starts feeling like teamwork, a rhythm, a partnership. You may already be closer to this than you think. And the final step is understanding how all of this strengthens the bond you share. It's late at night and your dog curls up beside you, letting out that slow, content exhale. And honestly, that tiny moment sums up everything we've been talking about. While all these behaviors show how deeply your dog trusts you, they also reveal something bigger. Dogs aren't looking for bosses. They're looking for partners, for someone steady, for someone safe, for someone you. And now that you've seen the signals, you might notice your dog's behavior in a whole new light. Maybe a lean makes more sense. Maybe a glance feels different. Maybe you realized your bond is already stronger than you thought. Tell me in the comments, what's one behavior your dog does that suddenly clicked for you after this video? I genuinely love to hear. And if you want more videos that dive deep into the dog-human connection, make sure you like, subscribe, and thanks for watching Move Video. Take care.